TV News. I am Khofifah will be accompanying you for about 15 minutes forward, and the first news will be delivered about Jakarta school reopened after 18 months as Indonesia cases COVID-19 restriction. A school reopened across most of Jakarta after being closed for nearly 18 months because of the pandemic. Indonesia has begun easing COVID-19 restriction as daily infection in the capital dropped more than 600. Schools have paused the required tests or passed rather the required test to reopen, but just half the class will attend to school in person. The other half will be connecting virtually. Teachers must be fully vaccinated and face masks must be worn at all times. At the same time, the World Health Organization is calling for teachers around the world to be given priority for vaccination. The second news will be delivered is several areas of Jakarta were flooded due to heavy rains and overflowing rivers. Flood height in the Pondok Karya Mampang Perapatan area, South Jakarta vary from 80 to 120 cm. Besides being caused by heavy rain on Friday afternoon, the flooding was exacerbated by the overflow of the Mampang River, which is located around the settlement. Although the flood was quite high, some residents preferred to stay on the second floor of their respective houses. The reopening of the Jakarta International Velodrome were enthusiastically welcomed by the public. Even though they were able to carry out their activities, visitors were required to show vaccine certificate and strictly adhere to the protocol. The decline in the PPKM policy to the level 3 for the Java Bali region has made some concessions, such as sport facilities at the GIF, which can be reopened for residents to exercise. This opening was greeted enthusiastically by residents since Sunday morning GIF has been filled with people who do sport. The next news is that the search for victims of the Semeru eruption was stopped this afternoon because the activity of Mount Semeru has increased again. The atmosphere was panicked when volunteers were asked to immediately leave the danger zone. Volunteers sound the rescue whistle warning of danger when Mount Semeru's activity intensifies on Wednesday afternoon. Volunteers who were settled in the location were asked to leave the red zone in the joint hamlet of Sumberwulu Candipuro Lumajang village. Volunteers on duty in this area conducted a search for victims of the eruption of Mount Semeru, whose search for victims had not yet been found after the situation was safe. We continue with the next news. Limiting community activities during the Christmas and New Year holidays, the government enforces a number of strict rules, one of which is the odd-even system on 4 toll roads. The on-even application will start from 20 December to 2 January. Anticipating the case of COVID-19 during the Christmas and New Year holidays, the government again implemented restrictions on community activities for PPKM Level 3 in a hearing meeting with Commission 5 of the DPR and the Minister of Transportation Budi Karya. These are the news for today. Thank you for your attention. I'm Khofifah. Say goodbye to my destination. See you in the next news.